What's good, YouTube? Jacob Luendu here. A few weeks ago, I put a poll out on Instagram asking what were some questions that y'all wanted to know about barbering. Y'all asked some really good questions that a lot of people ask, that a lot of people are curious about, so hopefully I can help y'all answer these to the best of my knowledge, and hopefully I can direct you to more resources that you may need to learn more about it. All right, well, without further ado, let's get into it. The first question is, how should we take care of our hair? What's a good hair care regimen? Okay, so from my experience as a barber, and I'm not like a professional dermatologist or, a hair specialist from a medical standpoint, but I will say that from my experience working in the hair industry, I have learned a few tips and tricks that a lot of people in the industry could agree upon. In terms of taking care of your hair, especially when it comes to black hair, one of the biggest and most important things is moisture. A general rule that I like to tell my clients, that I like to emphasize, is that moisturized hair is strong hair. Now, there's other factors that go into having healthy hair too, besides just moisture. There's a lot of factors that go into it, from your health, nutrition, what you're feeding your body. All of those things affect your hair health as well. But one big thing that I like to start on is just the moisture. When hair is dry, especially for black hair, African American hair, African hair, when it's dry, it tends to be a lot more brittle, and you start to see a lot more breakage. You start to see a lot more damage. On the reverse side, when your hair is moisturized, it really strengthens your hair. It gives your hair more elasticity, makes your hair fuller. So moisture is key. With that being said, it's important to be very careful about the products that you're using to wash your hair and to style your hair and to maintain your hair. If you're using shampoos that are very harsh and stripping shampoos, which all shampoo strips to a certain extent. That's the point of shampoo. It's meant to strip the dirt and the oils out of your hair. But when you use a really harsh shampoo that's not necessarily made for brittle hair, that's not made for sensitive hair, that's not made for black hair, it can be overly stripping and it can take too much of those natural oils out of your hair. Your hair needs oils in it to be strong, to stay moisturized, and to stay healthy. One good key is to get a shampoo that is made for black hair, made for brittle hair, made to be gentle, and to use that instead of just your regular generic shampoo that you may see at Walmart or Target or wherever. You really do a little research and see what are some of the best shampoos for sensitive hair. Next, after washing your hair, you need to condition your hair. You always need to condition your hair, because washing your hair takes those natural oils out of your hair. Well, conditioning puts some oils back into your hair. You don't want to wash too often. I generally say, for people, especially of African descent, I say you don't want to wash your hair more than once or twice a week. If you are washing your hair more than once or twice a week, it can really strip too much oils out of your hair and can really damage your hair and dry it out and just thin it out. But when you do wash, use a good shampoo and use a good conditioner that really put those healthy oils back into your hair. After you're done washing and conditioning your hair, you want to put some type of leave-in conditioner or some type of oil, something that can really lock that moisture in. The best time to put product in your hair, whether that be a leave-in conditioner or whether that be a natural oil, is right after you shower. You want to put the oils in your hair right after you shower, because the oils lock that moisture, that dampness, lock that moisture into your hair. That's the whole point of oils. You don't want to put oils on dry hair. You can, it's not going to hurt, but it's not going to be as beneficial to the health of your hair as if you put it in when your hair is damp. That way it locks in that moisture and really just keeps your hair moisturized throughout the day. Oils, leave-in conditioners, you can put those in every day after you shower, when your hair is damp. You can put those in every day. It's not going to hurt your hair to put oils in your hair, especially if they're natural oils like castor oil, coconut oil, olive oil, any mixture of those plant-based natural oils. Those tend to be pretty good for your hair. I've been using grapeseed oil lately for my beard, and I like how I feel like it's been making my beard appear fuller and more healthy. Question number 2. This is a question that I get a lot and that I wish more people knew, because I see a lot of clients come into my chair and they have serious issues with dandruff. The question is, how can I control my dandruff/flaky scalp? And I know a lot of y'all have this question. How can you control dandruff and flaky scalp? Well, once again, I am not a medical professional. I am not a dermatologist. If you have severe flaky scalp and dandruff and you think you really may have a severe skin condition, go see a dermatologist. Please go see a dermatologist. I've seen many clients come in who I've referred them to a dermatologist because their issue was definitely out of my hand. However, for, 90% of the people who are experiencing dandruff or flaky scalp, I do have some easy solutions that can help to maintain and help to alleviate some of that flakiness and that dandruff. Flakiness can come from various things. It can come from dandruff, it can come from a dry scalp, it can come from various other conditions and causes. But a couple things that can help with flaky scalp is, one, keeping your hair moisturized if dryness is your issue. But sometimes dryness isn't the issue. Sometimes you'll have flakes, but it's not caused by dryness actually. Maybe you've noticed like, dang, I'm washing my hair, I shampoo, everything, condition, and then later in the day I still have flakes. Where those flakes are coming from is there's dead skin on your scalp. So even if you wash it, even if you wash your hair, shampoo, it's not removing all of that dead skin off the first layer of your scalp. So a little trick, a little technique that I like to use for myself, because I have this issue, and that I like to use on my clients and recommend for my clients, is to get a shampoo brush. This right here is what a shampoo brush looks like. This thing, it works wonders, for real. Like, you need to get you one ASAP. I actually learned about this while I was in barber school from one of our teachers. A shampoo brush is basically this little plastic brush. It costs like $1. You can get it at any barber or beauty supply, Sally's, anywhere. You can probably even get it at Walmart. But it has little, plastic spikes on it right here. You just literally put shampoo in your hair and then scrub in a circular motion for 4 minutes, 5 minutes maybe. And really scrub. It feels great. It's like you're massaging your scalp, and you just scrub it. And what this does is it completely removes that first layer of dead skin from your scalp. Once you get out the shower, you can rub your head, you can move your head around, and you'll notice you will see zero flakes, none at all. This obviously isn't a permanent solution. It only lasts a few days, maybe a week, before you'll start seeing flakes again. But it is very easy, it's very quick and simple to use, and it'll really solve your flakiness problem for a good period of time. I use it maybe once a week, maybe once every 5 days. Whenever I start seeing like some flakes again, I'll just go in the shower, wash my hair again, and scrub it again. Works wonders, y'all. Y'all gonna love it. Like I said before, if you have severe dandruff issues and there's something else going on, do see a dermatologist, because they can provide prescriptions and ointments and topical treatments that can really get at the root of the problem. Because this doesn't get at the root of the problem, it just solves the symptom. So to get at the root of the problem, you may want to see a dermatologist. All right, question number 3. Ooh, this is a good question here. The question is, did you have anxiety or hardships when switching shop locations? Okay, that's a good question. So I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and my first shop that I was in after finishing barber school was in one of the eastern suburbs of Fort Worth. The shop that I'm in now is in North Dallas, Texas, and the two shops are about 30 or 40 minutes apart. So there are definitely many factors that you need to consider when thinking about switching shop locations. It can be scary for barbers to switch shop locations if they've built their whole clientele in a certain area. They can be afraid that when I move shop locations, my clientele are gonna leave me. They're not gonna want to travel that far. They're gonna want to stay in the city that they're at. And those are some very real, concerns that I faced and that happened to me to a certain extent. When weighing out going to a new shop, you need to ask yourself, why do I want to go to the new shop? What are the costs and the benefits of going to a new shop? And do I have a game plan? Have I really planned out, what my next steps are after I move to that new shop? How am I going to address the certain issues that I may face when going to the new shop? If you are certain, or if you're pretty sure that at this new place, you are going to have more business, better business, more clientele, better clientele than at your previous shop, then I think it's a no-brainer. But it's important to remember that when you move to a new shop, you may not just be booming right away. You may not be busy all day, every day right away. You move to a new shop, you are gonna lose some clients. That's just the fact of the matter. No matter how good of a barber you are, not everybody is gonna stay with you. So be ready when you move to that new shop to go through, you might go through some dry weeks, some dry months, but it will start building up, especially if you really love the craft, you're good at the craft, you're passionate about the craft. Really be ready to hustle and just keep grinding, and that clientele is gonna build back up. It's gonna build back up. I lost a few clients when I moved, from Bedford, Texas to Dallas, Texas. I lost some clients. Some people didn't want to drive 40, 45 minutes, an hour. And so I completely understand that, and I don't fault anybody for not wanting to follow me to the new shop. That's completely reasonable and completely normal. And I will say, when I moved to my new shop in Dallas, I did definitely have some slow days and slow weeks when I first moved there. But I knew that I would build up eventually. I knew that the clientele near the area that I was at was really good. And I just kept grinding, and you know, before I knew it, my bookings were very steady, very full. And the amount of clients that I lost, I gained like 5 times that since I moved to the new shop. So before you move, really just weigh out, am I moving to a good location that is going to be beneficial for me and my career? If you've weighed that out, then it's just a matter of time. So just stick with it, keep the faith, keep doing what you're doing and grinding. And as long as you really love the craft and are dedicated to improving and getting better every day, the clientele is gonna come. So yeah, I would just say, don't worry about it. Just make sure you go in there with a game plan and make sure you think it through. All right, question number 4 says, talk about black beard care. All right, well, as y'all can see, I have a black beard. So I guess I am qualified to answer this question. The thing about black beards, or beards in general, is beards are hair. They just happen to be on your face. So while beard hair and head hair do have some different properties. For example, beard hair tends to be a little thicker. It tends to be, like, the actual hairs themselves tend to be thicker. They tend to be more hard and more, wiry than hair on your head. But other than that, you know, beard hair and beard hair and head hair are really the same thing when it comes down to the basics. So taking care of them is gonna be the same as taking care of your hair. Like I said about hair care, when it comes to your beard, moisture is key. Moisture is key, moisture is key. Now, let me say this. The amount of beard that a man can grow, I would say it's like 90% genetics and like 10% how you take care of it. I know some of y'all may be very disappointed to say that. I know you may have hoped that I would, you know, get on here and tell you the magic formula to growing a full beard. But unfortunately, that's just not the case. There's no amount of beard oils, no amount of conditioners, no amount of beard shampoos that you can put on your beard to make you grow a beard if you just don't have hair follicles there. I always tell my clients this when they ask me that question. They're like, hey man, what beard oil can I get to make my beard grow? And they have like no facial hair at all. And I tell them, like, you know, beard oil is not some magical serum that's just gonna make hair grow where there's not hair. If I put beard oil on my forehead, I'm not gonna start growing hairs out of my forehead. If your face just doesn't have any hair follicles on it, I'm sorry, beard oil is not gonna do anything. You can't grow a beard. However, what beard oil does do is it makes the hair that is there a lot healthier, a lot stronger, a lot more full. Your hair grows from your skin, so you wanna make sure that you're moisturizing your beard hair, you're moisturizing your skin on your face. And so, you know, you're gonna wanna use those oils like that coconut oil or the argan oil or the olive oil or the grapeseed oil. You'll wanna use these natural oils because they have vitamin E and other, you know, healthy properties to nourish your hair, as well as to keep your hair moisturized. The same way that you wanna put your moisturizers in your hair after you shower to lock in that moisture, you also wanna do that with your beard. So when you get out the shower and your beard is still damp, that's when you wanna put your beard oils in to lock in that dampness, lock in that water, lock in that moisture. So just put like a little quarter-sized dab of oil in your hand, rub it together, rub it in. And another thing too, I will say this, most men would be surprised with how much beard they can grow if they just let it go. So that's a big thing too. A lot of guys, you know, they'll try to grow their beard out for a month and it won't be as full as they want it to be, and so they quit and they just cut it off. Sometimes people have slow growing beards or slow growing patches, and so you really just need to let your beard go. And then a lot of guys would be surprised with how much of a beard they actually can grow when they just let it go. So I will say that if you really are concerned about your beard growing, you've never really grown it before, just try letting it go for 3-4 months. Maybe you can just like line up the top real light, but other than that, don't touch it. Just let it grow. Keep that beard oil in it. Every morning when you get out the shower, put that beard oil in it. Keep it moisturized, and you may see more progress than you thought. Question number 5. It's kind of related to question number 4. How do I make my beard connect? So a lot of men, like their mustache won't connect to the beard right here, or like they'll have a strip here that doesn't, this doesn't connect to this, or this doesn't connect to this. Just like what I said about question 4. If you have no hair follicles there, no amount of products, beard oil, anything is gonna make hair grow out of nowhere. There are, I don't know if any of y'all have heard of minoxidil. The popular brand of that chemical is Rogaine. So a lot of men who are balding on their head use Rogaine, and Rogaine has been tested and proven to actually regrow hair where you were balding or where you didn't have hair. So some men I've seen on YouTube have claimed that they used it on their beard and actually worked to make their beard fuller. And you can just get Rogaine out over the counter. You can get it at any pharmacy, Walgreens, whatever, Target, Walmart. Something to keep in mind with Rogaine is, I believe once you stop using it, you'll lose the hair again. So it's not a permanent solution. You have to keep using it, keep using it, keep using it. And I've also heard that some people it works for them, some people it doesn't. So you just kind of gotta, try it out and wish for the best. Other than that, I say just keep your beard moisturized. If you have any hair there that has a potential of growing, keeping it moisturized and keeping it healthy is going to give you the best chances of it growing to its fullest potential. Question number 6. This is a good one. What is a pet peeve I've developed as a barber? To be honest, man, this is a tough question because there's so many. Like, if you go in a barbershop and just ask them, hey, what are some pet peeves that barbers have? You could sit there all day, honestly, and they wouldn't run out of pet peeves. I'll just try to name a couple off the top of my head. One pet peeve is when kids, or adults really, but when clients come in and they have a lot of hair and it is not picked out at all. They didn't comb it whatsoever. That's a pet peeve because then we have to sit there and comb the hair and struggle with it and try to pick it out and try to detangle it. And some guys come in and it looks like they have not picked out their hair in years. This happens a lot with kids because kids tend to not take care of their hair as much as adults do. So kid will come in, a whole bunch of hair, and it's just so knotted up and so nappy, and you can't. To cut the hair, we need it to be fully picked out so that our clippers can glide through it and so that we can see the accurate, length of the hair. And so when it's all matted and not picked out, it could take us like 10 minutes, 15 minutes longer in the cut just trying to pick it out. So we always say, clients, please, 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 please come in with your hair fully picked out, fully picked out. Another pet peeve we have is when clients come in with either really dirty hair or a lot of product in their hair. Both of those things make it extremely hard to cut your hair. Your fade is not gonna come out as well. The clippers don't work as well in dirty or product-filled hair. And so when you come in with freshly washed hair, it's gonna make your cut look a lot better. So it's in your best interest and our best interest for you to come in with a freshly washed hair. No product put in it, just dry, freshly washed hair. Oh my God, like when a client comes in with freshly washed hair, it's like music to our ears. Like that's what we love to see. So please, please, please wash your hair before you come to the shop and don't put any product in before you come get your cut. Another pet peeve that we have is when clients come in, sit down in the chair and don't know what type of haircut they want. And so we just sitting there. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? So what kind of cut you want? And they're just like, I don't know, really. I don't know. And then they go on their phone and they're searching, scrolling through pictures and scrolling, they might go to my Instagram page or another barber's Instagram page and scrolling through pictures for 5 minutes trying to figure out what haircut they want. I'm like, dude, like, couldn't you have figured it out beforehand? It's a waste of our time. It's a waste of your time. A lot of us are, we have our schedule set for specific times. So anything that throws us behind can kind of be a pet peeve because we don't like running late for clients. We know y'all don't like when you show up and we still got somebody in the chair. So anything that we can do to keep, everybody on time, to minimize wasted time, we greatly appreciate that. The last pet peeve that I'll say for now, there's a whole list of more. Maybe I'll do a whole nother video just on barbers' pet peeves. But another pet peeve that we have is when clients book an appointment and then don't show up. They don't call, they don't text, they just don't show up. I'm like, dude, like, did you die? Did you get in a car accident? Like, what happened? The reason why it's a pet peeve for us is because a lot of us use booking apps to do all of our appointments, to schedule our whole days. And so when somebody selects a time slot on the booking app, nobody else can select that time slot. So if you book from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, nobody else can book that. If it's a busy day, Friday, Saturday, I might have 5, 6, 7 people in one day hitting me up talking about, hey man, I booked late. Do you have any openings? And I'm like, nah, sorry man, my schedule's fully booked. I'll let you know if anybody cancels. And so there's like all these people waiting to get into my schedule, waiting to give me their money. And then when you don't show up, I had to tell all these people that I don't have any space. I turned down these 7 haircuts, and then you don't show up. That was an open space that I could have given to any of those 7 people. I've had days where literally like 4 or 5 clients canceled or just didn't show up, didn't say anything in the same day. And I had people lined up waiting to get cuts, but if you don't call, you don't text well in advance, then there's not enough time for me to say, hey, you know, one of these other guys, hey, you can come at so-and-so time. As long as you give us like a few hours advance notice, it's okay, you know. We prefer to have like a day's notice at least, but as long as you give us a few hours notice, that gives us enough time to hit somebody up who's waiting, them to be able to make it to the shop on time, and us to still be on schedule. Last question. The last question is, what is your favorite fade to do and why? There's so many, man. There's so many. I like them all, man. I'll say my top 2. One would be the faded mohawk / like the South of France, you know, kind of faded mohawk where all of this is faded and the top is long. I really like that look. I think it looks really cool. It's unique, and it's sometimes you can get tired of just doing the same bald fades every day. And so that kind of like switches it up. It's has a nice shape and nice look to it, and it's really fun to do. I love doing them. I could do those faded mohawks all day, South of France. I could do those all day. I love doing those. Another one of my favorite fades to do is I'd have to say a bald fade, like a mid bald fade, or you know, even a high bald fade. I just love how that big transition looks. It's like a bigger canvas. When you're doing like a taper or a South of France, like your canvas is just here or just here, you know? But when you do a bald fade, your canvas is all around the head. So I just like that because I like seeing the gradient, seeing the transition in the hair. It's just very satisfying to me to see the before and then the after product. And once you fade that last guideline out, it's just so satisfying. That's why I love doing bald fades. Two cuts that I could do all day is bald fade and faux hawk / South of France cut. Those all day. Those are all the questions that I have for today. If y'all liked it, or if y'all have any other questions, I would love to answer them. Feel free to leave a comment down below. What other questions do you have about barbering, or just in general for me? Let me know if you liked the video. Let me know what you would like to see next. Go ahead, subscribe, like the video, try to run those numbers up, share it with a friend, check out the other videos on my channel as well. I will see you guys next time. Peace.